Well, Sean Baran is an eyewitness to a lot of the chaos. He was near the Edgeware station, and he joins us by phone this afternoon. Sean, I appreciate you talking to us. Give me a sense, first of all, exactly where you were at 9:17 in the morning, which is where when the explosion happened in Edgeware.
Well, I was trying to get on the train at Kilburn Park, and all they told me was that the train was shut down. So I hopped on one of the buses and went about 2 miles down the road, where I saw people coming out of the tube station, and I immediately got off the bus and tried to offer assistance.
What kind of assistance did those folks need? Were they just scared and confused? Were there some severe injuries that you had to deal with?
The people who were severely injured were transported almost immediately from the scene, or if they required some form of extrication, the fire department was responsible for that. However, they set up a large staging area at the Hilton Hotel to sort through the walking wounded, to see who needed to go to the hospital first and who could go a little bit later, because we did have scarce resources in the beginning.
And what was the mood, if that's the right word? What was it like? I mean, I've heard both reports of utter chaos and complete pandemonium, and then also reports of just complete calm in what was clearly a terrible, a horrific circumstance.
Yes. Well, I would say that the victims at Edgeware were a bit subdued when they were coming out of the tube station, a little bit dazed and a little bit shocked. However, the mood among the emergency workers, the police and firefighters and emergency medical people was there was very high energy, but it was well focused, and it was very decisive. All their actions were very decisive.
Did you know immediately as you're driving by or riding by on that bus what had happened, or did it take a while for the information that it was a series of coordinated bombings to trickle down? Did the people who were coming up from the tube station know that in fact that it had been a bombing?
Yes, they did. There was word of mouth. People were receiving phone calls from friends and family and people who had been watching the news, so the word spread relatively quickly.
We know that communication was very, very difficult. Sean, give me a sense. We heard and actually experienced a little bit, certainly here, that many of the cell phone connections were crashing just by sheer usage. Is that the case? Did you see people trying to help each other by sharing the cell phone to get word out that they were okay, those who had obviously survived or were not critically injured?
Absolutely. There were a number of people using my cell phones. Some of the emergency personnel had to borrow cell phones so that they could contact their direct superiors and organize the events. People were very helpful when it came to sharing cell phones, but yes, the network was under a lot of strain.
Oh, we're glad to hear that the people were reaching out and helping each other. How many people did you see? I mean, was it a giant scene? Was it a small number of people who are streaming out slowly? If you can paint a picture for us who don't know Edgeware Station well at all and can't really, in our minds, imagine the commute at that time, tell us what it was like.
Edgeware is a relatively large station. Of the walking wounded people, I'd say there was about 60 people in the station at the time, plus about 5 others who were below and were transported earlier on. It's a pretty large number, especially when you get everyone kind of packed into one room, because we had everyone packed in the lobby of the hotel trying to sort through everyone. It was a very large number. It was larger than anything I've ever dealt with before.
You sound like you're an American. Were you in the United States during 9/11?
Yes, I was. I was in my foods class, junior year of high school.
Give me a sense, if you can, of any comparisons. We heard not too long ago from the former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who said essentially he felt like he was transported right back to that day and that moment. As an American, did you feel the same way?
You know what? I would say that is a perfect description. It was very similar in a number of ways. The streets were cleared of public transport vehicles. They were trying to get all the cars out of the city. It was kind of eerily quiet because everyone was just walking around. But for the most part, it was extremely similar to what happened on September 11th. Everyone trying to call their friends and family to let them know they're all right. And everyone's just trying to figure out what was going on and get organized.
There was a staging area, you said a moment ago, at a hotel. I'm curious to know, I mean, I've been reading some of the reports from eyewitnesses about the horrible things that they've seen, and, you know, certainly counting themselves lucky to be alive, but also understanding that they have witnessed horrific, horrible things that maybe only people at war see. Do you feel that the same way, that this is going to hit you very soon because of some of the things that you've seen?
Most of the people who were injured very badly, I didn't get to see because they were transported directly from the tube station. I dealt with more of the people who were pretty much able to walk themselves out. There were a lot of open face wounds, burns, broken glass shards sprayed across the face and eyes and the hair. But I wouldn't say that I'd be traumatized by it, just because I've been trained as an emergency medical technician and I've seen it in the past. But it definitely does make a person reflect, you know, when you come close to a brush with death like that.
Yeah, I can imagine, and certainly the people that you were helping are very grateful that you were coming by and also trained as an emergency medical technician. Sean Baran joining us by phone from London. He was very close to the Edgware station when that explosion happened, talking a little bit about what he did in the immediate moments afterwards. Miles?
What an impressive guy.
Clearly.
I mean, really, great presence of mind, calm. It doesn't surprise me when he said he was trained as an EMT.
Yeah, that
clearly he had some training there. I was wondering how he could be so, well, it's a little bit matter of fact about it. Yeah, he held it together
explosion, yeah.
in a difficult time. I do want to get this phone number out that